Hello everybody and welcome to JGod Gaming. Today's video we're going to be focusing on the best class setup for that Proto X1, which is a brand new SMG that was brought to Call of Duty World War II. Overall, after playing with several different attachments, I was able to come up with the best class setup, in my opinion, what this weapon is. And it's going to be that extended mags because it only comes with 24 bullets. So when you get that extended mags, it'll bring it up to 36, which is definitely essential on this weapon. I'm also running it with the Commando class and escalation, so that allows me to restock my ammo and get full magazines with every double, triple kill, or whatever the case is. Since the weapon fires relatively fast, I decided to go with the grip instead of that rapid fire so I can have a little bit more consistent gunfights. And then, as you guys have known who've been watching the channel for a while, I went ahead and put on that suppressor. Obviously, the suppressor will put you at a disadvantage at some ranges, but as long as you understand how the suppressor works, you're able to maximize its strengths and mitigate its weaknesses. So as you can see, the class setup has the extended mags, a suppressor, and a grip, and that allows you to stay as consistent as possible when you use the weapon. Although it is a fairly good SMG, it's definitely not top tier. It's not going to be competing with the PPSH by someone who actually knows how to use the PPSH. So I'd probably put off trying to force the issue and using all your armory credits at least until the last day of the event, and just hope you get some good RNG from those supply drops. I'm going to go ahead and transition to the gameplay portion of the video. So if you're interested in learning how to use the class setup, you're definitely going to want to stick around for that. But if you are enjoying the video or enjoy any of the tips throughout the video, remember to hit that like button. I do have a goal on this video of 350 likes. So if you can help me out, I'd be very appreciative of that. And then if you're brand new to the channel, I typically cover Call of Duty news, in-game updates, best class setups, as well as subscriber breakdowns and other tip and trick videos on how to improve at Call of Duty. If any of that sounds interesting, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn those notifications on by ringing that bell. So as far as the match goes, you can see that I'm using a suppressor. I'm using the exact class setup that I talked about. I'm running Commando with the escalation and ordnance so I can cycle through my streaks. I have that recon plane, paratroopers, and a ball turret gunner, which you'll see kind of how those play into the action. Overall, what you're able to do is navigate the map a little differently when you have a suppressor, because as long as your little triangle's not lit up from them having a recon, it allows you to stay off the mini-map. You can see all these bullets I'm firing. They don't really have a clue where I'm at. Obviously, they know I'm kind of coming around, killing them in spawn. And I'm trying to kind of look for backup, almost kind of doing a spawn trap. And that's something you can do on this specific map. I do test my luck a little too far, and a guy ends up taking me out. I do end up spawning back in the main spawn and have to push across to the other side of the map. One little interesting piece of information with this specific lobby is we're actually going against a team of 4. And I say we because I was playing with my YouTube buddy, Earl Shatter. And then what you're going to see is at one point they decide to just rage quit, they leave. Obviously, I'm jumping on the objective here. Normally, I force the map control and hope that a teammate will jump on the objective. But for whatever reason, you can see they just left the lobby. Whatever reason, my teammates did not want to jump on the objective. So it looks like we made them rage quit. We didn't even do that much that early. Got the firebombing run. Go ahead and triple cap a little bit, killing them inside their spawn and go ahead and kind of back up a little bit. This should force the spawns to flip a little bit because now we're on this side and it'll go ahead and force flip it to the other side. The lobby does decide to throw in some new people. You can see that new people are connecting to the match. But obviously, since the lobby isn't full just yet, we are having to push to the other side since the spawns flip rather easily. So right here you can see the range on this weapon. It's not great, but it is a very accurate weapon when you have that grip. What I noticed a little bit with the rapid fire, you're a little bit more likely to miss the shots, and you can't really afford to miss shots when your ammo capacity is this low. So right here I'm kind of just waiting out. I don't really trust that the spawns have flipped yet, and it kind of looking like they are, but until one of my teammates spawns in the vicinity of me, I don't know for sure. It looks like they're starting to take C and they just took it. So obviously the spawns are moving in that direction. I do have a teammate up just to the right of me, so I know that they're probably locking on that sight line, and now they're following behind me. Looks like the spawns flipped immediately once I left because our team is anchoring too hard on the C side. So obviously on this side, we know that there are some enemies. I go underneath, teammate is up top. They're kind of covering that side. And I peek right there, but I know that's not a good sight line for me. My whole body's exposed. Enemy team is on a head glitch. Right there, I go a little bit aggressive, get those kills. With Commando, you can be a little bit aggressive because as soon as you kill one person, it starts that health regeneration process. And now I have those paratroopers. Want to play smart because obviously once you get these higher end streaks, it allows you to maintain the map control regardless if you're flipping the spawns back and forth. A lot of times when you do call on these streaks, it'll lead to a triple cap, which you'll see that kind of happens in this match. One interesting thing I did want to point out is I've already talked a little bit that I'm not a huge fan of this weapon. I think it's an average SMG, but in this gameplay it actually looks a little bit better than it possibly is because I'm forcing the issue and making sure that I have the best positioning possible because I know a lot of the ranges on these gunfights I would lose, so I either avoid them or reposition to get to a better spot that I know that I have the advantage, or at least it's even and I can at least trust my gun skill in those situations. But in some of these scenarios, I just back off completely. I go ahead and fire a couple shots there. Once I know I don't have the kill, I kind of move out of the way. I force the issue when I can. Close range there, I'm not getting any range reduction on the suppressor at that point because he's within that range that's still going to kill him at the fastest possible time, just as long as I hit my shots, obviously. And that's one of the main reasons I do this portion of the video when I do these best class setups, because a lot of times you'll see these beastly gameplays and people going off and they're not really talking too much through the video. They're just kind of showing you the gameplay. And I know sometimes I get comments where they're like, man, you talk a lot. And I'm like, cool, if you like it, cool. If you don't, no big deal. There's other channels where you could just look at someone silently play the game. That's not my channel. I'm going to talk the entire video and I'm going to explain how to utilize the weapon, because at the end of the day, when you understand and grasp how to utilize the weapons within the game, you will be able to use more weapons more effectively. That's why I've been able to drop V2s and go on consistent streaks with just about every rifle, SMG, and LMG in the game. All the DLC ones as well. Done several videos on best class setups, several V2 gameplays, and it all comes back to utilizing the weapon to its strengths and not trying to force a play style on the weapon. And a lot of times people will say, no, I'm not really doing that, but in the end, they end up trying to run and gun with the Bren. We all know that's not what you should be doing with the Bren, and that's probably not the best example, but there's a lot of scenarios where people do not play to the strengths of the weapon. Right here, we're at halftime. If you are enjoying the video and the breakdown so far, you can see we are a little bit down, but we're going to end up winning by over 50 points. So if you've enjoyed the video up to this point in any way or liked any of the tips that I've given, make sure you hit that like button. Do remember to do that. I know a lot of times we enjoy the video, but maybe we don't hit that like button. If you can help me out with that, I'd be very appreciative. Get this video over 350 likes. And if you're brand new to the channel, help me help you by subscribing to the channel. Turn those notifications on so you can get these videos in the future, and kind of go ahead and look at the rest of the content on my channel, because it's all geared towards helping players become better players. So in that first half, we had a lot of flipping spawns, but right now you're going to see that we end up going on these little bit longer streaks. My buddy Earl ends up getting a V2 rocket. He was just going off on this match, killing a lot of people. We were trying to get that map control. Really, I've kind of just camped and played my life a little bit. I didn't do too much positioning the right way. I was really trying to experiment with this weapon, see what I could do with it, test out those ranges, and this is the gameplay I got as a result. Like I said, we still ended up winning because streaks are that critical. I call in those paratroopers. I am playing my life, trying to play smart because I know I'm so close to that ball turret gunner. I go ahead and see some people around this side, so I know that I'm pretty safe. I go ahead and peek up top, knowing that someone's going to rush these stairs, just pre-aiming. I can see them on the mini-map. Makes it pretty easy. When you predict where people are coming from, you typically get that first, second, and third shot before they even have time to react. And especially a high-skilled player can't do much in that scenario. You've been pre-aiming, still gets demolished. Not much you can do, regardless of his skill. I come around over there, I get the ball turret gunner. I end up jumping away there. I'm like, cool, let me go ahead and call this in, because if you play it smart, you can cycle these streaks all the way through. I get a first-class seat to this V2 rocket drop. Obviously, it goes off. Boom. Team resets. And now the spawns get a little wonky. So you got to be very careful where you position. Obviously, I'm in the middle of the map on the ball turret gunner, so the odds of someone killing me while I'm in the middle of the ship is very low. But in the end of the day, I do like this class setup for this reason, because as soon as you get those paratroopers, you're able to cycle to the ball turret, and depending on the map, it pretty much cycles through your streaks repetitively. So as long as you play your life to get the streak, it's almost unstoppable. It's the same way that when you play shipment, all of a sudden the requisition streaks come in, and then it's almost impossible to win the match because they got non-stop paratroopers, ball turret gunner, fire bombing run, regular bombing run. They got all these streaks just wailing in on you. Kind of hard to maintain that map control. This is the same thing here. I got a good understanding of where we're at. I understand that we're spawning in this side. And one of the neat little things that you can do is you can actually run around and pick up all these ordnance packs. Look at all the little score I'm getting. That's cycling me up to the next set of paratroopers. So I don't have to do as much work. Since I know I demolished the enemies in that spawn, I knew there'd be a ton of those little ordnance packs. I don't usually remember to pick them up just because I'm not in the habit of doing it. I didn't run ordnance for a very long time, especially once they came out with Blitzkrieg. But I've gotten the habit of running ordnance just a little bit more because I like the way it plays. I almost died there. I get close to getting killed by that nade. I reposition, get out of there. And a lot of this is just me maneuvering around the map, playing safe. And sometimes people will call that camping, but obviously it's paying off. I see the little pack there. I didn't end up grabbing it, but I'm right at the edge of getting this paratroopers, and that again is going to cycle through. I'm pre-aiming this little doorway because I'm pretty confident someone's going to come out that way based off my map knowledge and where my teammates are positioned, where the enemies should be coming from. It gives you a lot of information, so you got to utilize that information. There's a lot of little hidden tricks that you get when you actually understand how the map works, where the spawns should be happening from. You can see I'm going on a mega streak here. It's just non-stop. Buddy got the ball turret gunner in the air, so he's controlling a little bit of the map, shooting people there, hoping I can get some assists, because I do want my ball turret gunner. My paratroopers end up going in here. There's no way these people control the map. They're basically getting demolished in their spawn, keeping those ranges short. They don't really have a clue where I'm at because the entire time they're not able to streak up and get those recon planes. I go ahead and go to the back of the spawn very strategically, knowing that the spawns could potentially flip because of where everyone's out on the map. I know that I can utilize this, and you're gonna see as soon as the spawns flip, I was even debating getting out of the ball turret a little early, and I do end it just a couple seconds early because I was thinking, man, if I'm really close to this V2 streak, I should probably get out of this ball turret so I can shoot these guys in the back. And you'll see before the ball turret goes all the way around, I decided to jump out early. Unfortunately, I do miss out on a few kills just because I jumped out a little too late. Paratroopers still putting in work. I do get this recon, and then it looks like the spawns are potentially starting to flip. The downside with that is now I got to navigate across the entire map. At this point in the match, I didn't really know how many kills I had with my actual gun and how many kills I had with my streak. I know that I got a ton of kills with the ball turret gunner and the paratroopers, and I cycled them both through in one life. So odds are I'm pretty close to that streak. I start chasing the kills. I'm running all the way to the other side, hoping I can get another kill here. And I think I'm like 1 or 2 off, and then I get insta-melted by guys sitting in there. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. That's pretty much wraps it up. We did get the W. If you did, remember to hit that like button. Subscribe if you're brand new to the channel. Appreciate all the support. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a great day.